Hello, my name is Marcus. I'm the compiler of a collection of therapy quotes entitled 1001 Windmills of the Mind, a collection of advanced self-help quotes taken from what's often called the psychodynamic or the psychoanalytic perspective, which long ago, as I understand, is referred to by some, or perhaps many, as philosophical medicine or narrative medicine, helping us to discover excellent new authors. I just came across a book recommended by David Slaney, recently discussed. A book by a fellow named Ian Sudi or something like that. 1935. His one and only book called The Origins of Love and Hate. It's a bit of a classic. I didn't really know about it, but apparently Fairbairn and Bowlby were inspired by this young fellow. He had a kind of some kind of biological defect. He died at an early age, unfortunately. But just before he passed away, he managed to put out one book, and it's great. He said that he was inspired by Frenzy. Frenzy is sort of the first one to really promote the power of relationship. It's not just, instincts, and it's not just pleasure and this kind of old archaic nonsense. Frenzy kind of humanized things, as did Karen Horney and many others. But Frenzy was sort of one of the first ones there. And then from Frenzy, this Sunny guy picked up on Frenzy's work and picked up on that humanistic kind of area. So it's a very humanistic book of his. So and he, like many others, say, be careful with this nonsense, be careful with this construct, love versus hate or something. It sounds kind of simple like that, but there's a danger, there's a slight misleading implication with that kind of either-or mentality. Because hate is just an expression that love wasn't met. So it's not really like an either-or kind of thing. You can say it's like love versus ignorance or unawareness that hate is there because we couldn't get our love. So it's like love versus, like understanding versus ignorance. You might divide it like that. But just to say, oh, love versus hate, it implies like two separate distinct forces. No, hate is not a distinct, separate, autonomous instinct or something like that. Hate is only there as a signal, as a communication, as a stress, as a cry. Okay, fear, shame, cry, distress, and finally anger, okay, fury, rage, whatever. Okay, that kind of distress is like the final pathway for a child or anybody to say, look, my needs weren't met. My needs were not met. My needs for love were not met. So I was scared. I felt that the fear built up, and I couldn't handle that fear. So at some point, the stress response goes over to the more desperate state, where you're angry, hostility, and your anger like that. So